Morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're located. My name is Dr. Chudi Ufondu of Snowspirations, Global Health Solutions. It's weekend, and normally about this time every weekend, we touch base with our community to provide you with feedbacks. So it's 1:31 p.m., which should be about 6:31 p.m. in Nigeria. And we're going to spend the next 30 minutes touching base, answering your questions. So if you have any concerns, if you have some questions and probably you don't have access to me, that means you don't have subscription. This might be a good opportunity for you to get feedbacks from me directly. So in next 30 minutes, you will have an opportunity to share your questions. Then I give you my best clinical advice. My name is Dr. Chudi Ufondu. I'm the convener of this group. Our group is out here to help everybody who needs help. The central point in our group is to provide you with knowledge so you can apply your knowledge to change your attitude. So you can change your attitude and change your practices. When you change your practices, you change your perception. So these are the things that will give you the results you need. We are faithful people in our group. We are both fruitful mothers and fathers. And I understand that sometimes it might be difficult. You might not be seeing the results of what you're doing. So you have to be consistent. Nothing happens overnight. Getting pregnant is not something that happens overnight. You have to put in works. You have to follow a process. You have to follow the procedure. Now, in our group, we have a method we use in getting results. And this is a method that has been working every single month. Now, if you're a new member in our group, thank you so much and welcome. Remember, we have different platforms. We have our group in Facebook. We have our page in Facebook. We are in Instagram. We are in YouTube. So, and also my timeline. So you can follow me in my timeline. You can follow our page. You can follow our group. You can follow YouTube, and you can follow Instagram. So you have different opportunities to participate this afternoon. We also have virtually everyday clinics. So starting from Monday, we run a Believing for Baby open clinic. Believing for Baby open clinic is a clinic of mothers and fathers in 2022. On Tuesdays, you join Dr. Ndiche for Keeping It Real with Dr. Ndiche. On Wednesday, you come back to my community health clinic. On Thursday, you piggyback to Dr. Ndiche's clinic. Then on Friday, you piggyback to me for Fortis Fridays. Then on Saturdays, I do my ward round. Then tomorrow, we have our maternal and child health open clinic. Now, every last Sunday in every month, we also run a masterclass. For the month of August, we have devoted it to ovulation. Ovulation is a process that every woman must go through before you become pregnant. Whether you're planning to become pregnant naturally or whether you're going through assisted reproductive technique, you need your eggs. You cannot become pregnant if we don't have the eggs. We have to have access to the eggs, both naturally and both through IVF or IUI or surrogacy. Any which way, we need to have access to the eggs. So these are the few announcements I have this afternoon. So I'm going to quickly open the clinic and I will start providing you feedbacks. Okay, so you can go ahead and start asking your questions. Remember to follow my admin. If you want to consult with me, you can subscribe. Then I will meet you halfway. So let's start. Good morning. You have stomach bulging. What's the cause and remedy? So first of all, if you know how your stomach was prior to now, then if you notice any swelling in your stomach, definitely there is a problem. Now, a couple of things might be problematic. The swelling you have in your tummy can be systemic. That means you might likely have a disease condition that led to increase in the size of contents in your stomach. So besides your stomach, what you might actually, the area you call stomach is actually called the abdomen. So we're going to use the right terminology. So your abdomen contains your stomach, your liver, your spleen, and your intestines. Now we need to know why you have bulging stomach. In some women, bulging stomach might be a sign of systematic problems. So your liver might be enlarged, your spleen might be enlarged, your intestine might have problems. Anything that affects all these organs in the abdomen can lead to bulging stomach. Now, anything that affects any structure in the pelvic region. So if you have fibroid can also give you a mimic of pregnancy. So there are some women that actually have very big, humongous fibroid. And because of poor understanding, they might think they are pregnant, but what they have is not pregnancy, because when you are pregnant, the maximum amount of time that baby can develop and stay in your belly in pregnancy is what? 42 weeks. Once your baby extends beyond 42 weeks, we need to go in, we need to deliver the baby and save your life. No baby can survive beyond 42 weeks. Once your pregnancy has exceeded 42 weeks, it's termed post-date pregnancy. It's either we induce you, it's either we augment, or we go for CS and deliver your baby. So my sister, what you need to do is to book an appointment and see a gynecologist. So we're going to ask you a lot of questions. We're going to examine the belly. We're going to send you for ultrasound to see if we can discover why your stomach is bulging. This is not something you can stay back at home and figure out. This is not something to start taking herbs. This is not something to start taking antibiotics. A man can escape by doing certain things drug abuse-wise. But as a woman, anytime you're taking any drug or medication, you're paying for it. So the best thing for you to do is to go and see a gynecologist. Okay, so let's continue, guys. Let's continue. Keep asking your questions, please. Remember, it's word round, and I'm going to spend the next 30 minutes providing you feedbacks. If you haven't registered for the bootcamp, follow the admin and register for the bootcamp. So we're going to look at ovulation and pregnancy. What is the relationship between ovulation and pregnancy? How much do you know about your status of ovulation? Now, for you to become a mother, we have to confirm you still have eggs. So the very first thing any woman that wants to be a mother must confirm, first of all, is the availability of eggs. So we call it ovarian reserve test. What you have in here will determine if you're going to be a mother. The quantity and the quality of your eggs will determine how soon you can be a mother. Unfortunately, for some women, they might likely no longer have eggs. When you no longer have eggs, what happens? You've gone into menopause. Now, I keep emphasizing on this for action. You notice my cap is pray, play, practice. Now, if you have been looking for a baby and you don't have a baby, 35 years and above, you have been doing the right things for 6 months. At the expiration of the 6th month, you need to see a fertility specialist. A fertility specialist is a doctor that has studied your body. We've known how your body should perform. When you get to the fertility specialist, there are special investigations we have to do to confirm that you still have eggs. Unfortunately, for every woman out there, for every month you lose your eggs, your fertility is dropping. So by the time you get to age 35, you have reduced ability to become pregnant. It doesn't mean that you cannot become pregnant. You can still become pregnant, but the probability is reduced. So what you have will determine if you're going to have a baby soon or later. So long as you have eggs and they are good, you can become a mother. Unfortunately, if you no longer have eggs, you can still be a mother. But what do you need? Donor eggs. The same thing is applicable to the males. If you no longer have sperm, if you have what we call azoospermia, it means there is no sperm to get the woman pregnant. So what do you need? Donor sperm. So it's important we study your body comprehensively to know where you stand. It will not make sense not to know if you have eggs and you keep complaining you don't have a baby. So we need to know where you stand. So it's not just enough to go and complain to any doctor and they begin to pop your body with Clomid you don't need. We need to know your stand. So long as you have eggs, you can become a mother. But if you no longer have eggs, especially if you are in your 40s, you need help. Some people will need IVF. Some people will need IUI. Some people will need surrogacy. Some people will need to adopt. Some people will need donor egg, donor sperm. Any which of them you go for, it's okay. The common outcome is a baby. A baby is a baby, whether it's natural, whether it's IUI, whether it's IVF, whether it's donor egg, whether it's donor sperm, whether it's surrogacy, whether it's adoption. A baby is a baby. A mother is a mother. Admin, capture this for me. A mother is a mother. There is no difference between you and other women. You are a mother. Your baby is your baby. There is absolutely no difference. So the earlier you understand this, the better. So you will stop wasting the time you don't have, okay? All right, let's continue, guys. Let's see what we have. Okay, let's see. Please, you want to know if hormonal test it's enough for one trying to conceive. No, my sister. There are standard tests expected for the woman and also expected for the man. If you are looking for a baby and you don't have a baby, when you get to the fertility specialist, you must go for hysterosalpingogram. You have to go for a special x-ray to look at your tubes to make sure that at least one of the tube is open. What will make you a mother is the fact that one of these two is open. If this side is closed, but this side is open, you can still be a mother, including twins, including triplets, including quadruplets. Unfortunately, if both tubes are blocked, you can still be a mother, so long as you have eggs. But we're gonna go through IVF. So if you are going for fertility test, we have to do HSG, hysterosalpingogram. Hystero is referring to your womb. Salping is referring to your tubes. So that's number one test. Then you have to go for hormonal test. Your hormonal test will check all the reproductive hormones. Estrogen, progesterone, FSH, LH, thyroid hormones, and prolactin. They must be within the normal range. Then you have to go for ultrasound. Then you have to go for ovarian reserve test. We need to look at your AMH. We also need to look at your testosterone. Testosterone is the sexual urge hormone. When the level of your testosterone is low as a woman, you will not have interest in making love to your partner when you know you are supposed to be making love 48 hourly. You will no longer be interested in love making. Why? Because your testosterone level is low. This can also apply to men. If your partner that used to love your love making from morning till night suddenly doesn't even know you are existing, we need to look at the testosterone. So your testosterone is the sexual urge hormone. And as you're getting older as a woman, your libido will be decreasing by default. The reason why your libido is decreasing is because you have a reduction in your estrogen as you're getting older. Your FSH is going up, your estrogen is coming down. They have a love-hate relationship. And when that happens, you begin to experience dry vagina. When you experience dry vagina and you don't have interest in sex, what will be the last thing on your mind? Sex. And when you don't make love with your partner 48 hourly, what will happen? You won't have a baby. Knowing fully well that it's not every month you ovulate. So it's more difficult for you to become pregnant at 35 compared to 25. So for all men and women who have been looking for babies for a long time, the number one thing you have to do when you have said your prayer, when you have been playing, which you have to do, whether it's painful, whether it's sweet, whether you're bleeding, whether it's sweet, whatever it is, you have to make love 48 hours. You don't have any choice. I read comments and people complain, but doc, making love is difficult. It's not easy. My brother, my sister, tell me one singular thing that is easy in life. Will you rather choose easy and don't start your family? You see, starting your family is a binary choice. There is no midline. It's all or none. If you don't want to go back to what you used to do, then you need to do things differently. If you want to be a mother and a father in 2022, which is blessed assurance in this group, you must change your approach. If you don't change your approach and you begin to do the things you've been doing before, you might end up getting the things you used to get before. But I'm telling you today, and I'm telling you what I know. If you can pray to God, the right kind of prayer. Some people pray the wrong prayers. Some people show up and claim other people's blessing, but they are not doing other people's work. The testimonies you're reading in the group, the baby pictures you're seeing in the group, the newborn babies you're seeing in the group, they follow through. They acted. They were not just playing. They were praying, they were playing, and they were practicing. So if you want to be a mother and a father in 2022, you must change your ways. And it works. Okay, let's continue. Now, besides that, your male partner will also be checked. So for the males, we need to look at the sperm. We need to look at the quantity. We need to look at how mobile the sperm is and how good looking the sperm is. So the problem can come from your partner or yourself. Until we have checked all this, we cannot know exactly why you are not able to have a baby. In some situations, we can check both the male and the female and we will still find what the problem is. If you happen to be in this category, you have a type of infertility we call infertility of unknown origin. When you have infertility of unknown origin, you still need to go and plan your family and go for IVF as soon as possible. The difference between a mother and a father and someone that doesn't have a baby is action. If you want to be a mother, if you want to be a father, by this time next year, you can be. But you cannot be if you're not doing something. When you are not planning, you are planning to fail. You cannot tiptoe into pregnancy. You cannot tiptoe into motherhood. You cannot tiptoe into fatherhood. You must pay the dues. You must use your resources. You must get the best. And I'm talking especially to Nigerians. I understand that doctors are on strike. I understand the consultants will soon join the registrars to go on strike. Now, on a good day, it's difficult to even get help. How much more when the doctors are on strike? Now, if you are already pregnant in this group and you registered in government hospital and government hospital is on strike, what is the wisest thing to do? You upgrade to a private hospital. You should not spare any resources. You should not spare any money to give your baby a good chance. So there is no excuses in our group. We have to go above and beyond to make sure that our baby will make it, okay? All right, let's continue, guys. Okay, I think I have about 10 more minutes. Okay, let's see. Correct. If you want to subscribe, follow the admin. Admin is going to help you. It's all about choice. So if you want, it's not mandatory. If you want, you can come forth, then we can help you. We are always ready to help people that want to be helped. Okay? Make sure you register for the boot camp too. Okay, guys, let's go. Let's see what we have. Okay, now, if you're sharing your lab results open, it can be deceptive. Do you know why? You don't take yourself to the lab to get a hormonal test. A doctor will prescribe and ask you to go for a particular test. When that test result comes back, you take that test result and you go back to your doctor for interpretation. In this era of social media, it is completely not wise to be shopping for drugs, to be shopping for advice when a doctor did not originate the request. So my sister asking me about progesterone, there are so many ways I can confuse you. Now you just gave me 2.2. I don't know the lab range you are using. Anytime you're doing any test, there is always a normal range. So in your progesterone, I don't know the upper limit of normal and the lower limit of normal in the particular lab you're using. So it can be deceptive, but this is what I know. Your progesterone is a hormone that must be within normal range for you to conceive in the first place. Now, some women can conceive even when their progesterone level is low, but the problem is the pregnancy might not survive because progesterone is needed to make sure that the thickness of the endometrium is strong. So most women that have miscarriages, one of the things we discovered is the fact that they have low progesterone. Thankfully, when we run your blood test and we discover your progesterone level is low, what do? We give you progesterone replacement. So we can give you injections, we can give you suppository, or we can give you some tablets. So your progesterone is very, very important. Just like your estrogen is very, very important. Just like your FSH is very, very important. Just like your LH is very, very important. So please be careful. When you are not doing the right things, you are delaying. And this is August. The least amount you can use to get help in this group is 2,000 naira. So imagine yourself spending January to December because of 2,000 naira that could have changed your life. So you can come in for 1 week and your 2,000 naira can open your eyes. Some of you are not pregnant today because you are not with the right doctor. Some of you are not pregnant today because you haven't lost that weight. Some of you are not pregnant today because you're still feeding on fast food. Some of you are not pregnant today because you're not sleeping, because you're not making love enough. The very first method of becoming pregnant is still love making, and it works. There are women that got married in December. They are 25. By January, they started taking Clomid. Meanwhile, you haven't made love enough. So before you go out there, look yourself up in the mirror. Ask yourself, have I done everything right? What is my budget for health? You see, life is all about what we call opportunity cost. In your budget as a family, how much money do you budget to targeting infertility? If you are bringing in 1 million in a year, how much of that 1 million have you invested towards starting your family? Or are you rather investing the money in cars, in houses, in clothes, in impressing people? Then when it comes to your own health, you begin to complain you don't have money. Is 2,000 naira too difficult? Is 10,000 naira too difficult to safeguard 9 months of your baby? There is no investment too big compared to your family. If you want to be a father, if you want to be a mother, genuinely, there is no amount of money you will spend in your family that will be too much. Even if it means mortgaging everything you have, even if it means losing your job, even if it means doing everything, but you start your family, you have succeeded. So I'm encouraging you to look at your priorities. This is August. You cannot afford to get to December 31st and you are not at least pregnant. You cannot carry over your infertility to 2022. No. Because by 2022, you would have added 1 year. And for any year you're adding as a woman is becoming more difficult. This is my truth, and I want you to succeed, okay? So please avoid sharing your lab results openly, okay? All right, now I'm going to put this on the screen, which is what we preach in this group. PPP, pray, play, practice. Pray, play, practice, okay? Okay, guys, let's quickly wrap up, okay? 5 more minutes. Hold on. Okay. Can someone who is 45 get pregnant naturally? And what exactly is age of menopause? So there is no standard age of menopause. Some women can go into menopause at age 40. Some women can go into menopause at age 45. Some women can go into menopause at age 50. Some women can go into menopause before age 40. Any woman that goes into menopause before age 40 is called premature ovarian failure. That's premature menopause. Normally, your menopause should start from neighborhood of 40 up. Now, your menopause is individualized. There are some families that their mothers had their menopause at age 50. If your mom had a menopause at age 50, the possibility you have your own menopause at age 50 is high. But it depends on the environmental factors and your own body makeup. But here's the deal. Any woman who still has one egg, even if you have one egg, and that one egg got fertilized, you can become pregnant. So the question is not if, the question is how and when. So a woman at 45 can still become pregnant naturally. The question is, how can she become pregnant naturally? By increasing the frequency of lovemaking, by watching your body weight, by drinking water, by avoiding alcohol, by avoiding smoke, by avoiding stress. So you need to place yourself in the right place. By 45, if you still have eggs and you're making love 48 hourly, you can become pregnant naturally. We have seen women that became pregnant at age 50. I have personally seen a woman that became pregnant at age 56. So it's not difficult, but it's tough because there are so many things you need to be doing on a daily basis. I understand some of us do not have the money. I understand that. If you don't have money for the services, clinics like this is for you. Ward round, everyday clinic. You come in and you glean from them. You've had stories of women that were waiting for money for IVF and they suddenly became pregnant. How did they become pregnant? PPP. It works. So my sister at 45, can you get pregnant naturally? Yes. What do you need? PPP. Now about your menopause, it's individualized. What I will tell you is things that will happen when you go into menopause. When you haven't bled for 12 consecutive months, that's number one symptom of menopause. When you have noticed that suddenly you have dry vagina, that can likely be number two symptom of menopause. When you notice hot flushes, that's number three. Now, when you have all this and you go to a gynecologist and we check your AMH and your FSH, if the level of your FSH is going up and the AMH and the estrogen is going down and you haven't had your bleeding for 12 consecutive months and you are experiencing dry vagina and you are experiencing hot flushes, my sister, you've gone into menopause. When you go into menopause, what happens? You no longer have eggs. When you no longer have eggs, if you live in the church, if Angel Michael and Angel Gabriel comes down, can you be pregnant? No, my sister. What will you need to do when you go into menopause? To go for donor eggs. It's better you live with your reality, which might be painful, but after the pain, you begin to act, than to be in denial. Unfortunately, there are so many women that will go into menopause by ending of this year, but they can still have opportunity to become pregnant. There are some women that will be wasting time. By the time you're ready to go for IVF, you no longer have eggs. Now, let's ask ourselves simple questions. Is it easy for you to use donor eggs when in the first place you don't even believe in IVF? Tough. So unfortunately, there are some women that if they are not careful, they might not be mothers until they die. This is the bitter truth. Now, I will be doing you injustice if I show up and I don't tell you the truth. Anybody deceiving you by promising you heaven and earth when you're not doing the right thing is deceiving you. So if you're a member of my group, I'm keeping it real. The only way that will make you a mother for sure, especially if you're advancing maternal age, which is age 35. Admin, I want you to capture this for me. Every singular woman listening to my voice in YouTube, in Instagram, in my page, in my group, and in my timeline, listen to me. I have good news for you. When you get to 35, you are advancing maternal age. It's time to act. It's not time to tell me you're waiting, you're coming, you're waiting. Before you blink, it's all over. You need to act. If you have to borrow money, go and borrow money. You cannot just show up and say, well, what can I do? I'm praying about it. I'm believing. I'm tapping. I'm claiming. You cannot claim people's results if you don't do what they did. If you want to have twins, do what they did to have twins. If you want to have triplets, go and repeat it. The best way we can model people is to do what they do. But most times we go and we love the babies and we love the testimonies, but we don't go doing the same thing that other people did. And that's what's causing delay in our growth, and it's completely not acceptable. My sister, I wish you can understand how close you are to becoming a mother, and how far away it will be by 2022. You cannot afford to carry over, because your babies are waiting for you exactly the same way you're waiting for them. You have been given 400 and plus eggs to start and select your family. Your boys, your girls are in your ovaries telling you, Mom, take action today. You need to call a family meeting. You need to make sure that your partner understands this. Now, some of you might be in precarious situation. Your partner might be in America, you're in Nigeria, and you don't know when he's coming back. You do not want to marry at age 45. Your partner is in America. By the time he comes back 5 years after, you've gone into menopause. Let me tell you what will happen. 99.9% of men will leave you. So the ability to know your chance at any age is important. If you are in your 20s, I can give you 10 more years, because you might be in your 20s. By the time you get to 30s, you can still have opportunity to be a mother. But if you are 35 and you waste 5 years, you can wake up in 40 and you've gone into menopause. You can still, but you will be a good Christian without a baby. Depending on the background with, depending on the kind of church you live in, depending on the kind of mother you have, depending on the kind of grandmother you have, depending on the kind of friends you keep. If they are not telling you the truth, they are leading you to your grave. Every woman is a mother. Every singular woman is a mother. The only women that refuse to be mothers are women that went into convent. So long as you intentionally did not want to be a reverend sister, you are a mother. Even reverend sisters have their bleeding. Do you understand that? So don't allow religion confuse you. Some of you would have become grandmothers today. Let's forget all these questions you're asking me. Let's keep it real. Let me ask you a simple question. How old are you now? Let me ask a general question to everybody. I have about 50 of you in attendance. Let's keep this interactive. Now, can you put your age? Just put your age. If you're believing God for a baby, okay? So let's assume you're believing God to become a mother in 2022, right? Now, can you type your age? Type your age. Just type. I have a few more minutes to spare. Type your age into this clinic. Then I will tell you what you need to do. Because you might think, you might have time. Where I'm from, my daddy is late, but there's one particular adage that my daddy used to, remind us of reality. You see, when you get to evening, when you look at your shadow in the evening, I want you to practice with this when you go home today. Look at your shadow in the evening. What will you see? You will look tall. If you are not careful, you will think that your evening shadow is your reality. It is not your reality. Unfortunately, some of us think we have time because you're going to go to church tomorrow and they're going to pray Jesus Christ down, but you're not being truthful to yourself, my sister. God has given you a sound mind. The battle is in the mind. If you cannot change your mind, they will still deceive you even when you're not getting results. You will have eyes, but you cannot see. So, my sister, look at the distribution of the age. You are 40. Now, my sister at 40, what is your game plan? Do you have a fertility specialist? Have you gone for your ovarian reserve test? Have you discovered what the problem is? Are you practicing your PPP? The lady at 39, you are in the same category with the lady at 40. 35, you just graduated to advanced in maternal age. 37, you are 2 years ahead of advanced in maternal age. 38, you are nearer to menopause. My sister, if you understand that you're big brother, you will understand I'm sharing this not to make you feel bad, but for you to face your reality. This is August. If you are in your 40s now and you don't know the cause of your infertility, and you don't have a fertility specialist, and you don't have a package, you're just praying and waiting for miracles to happen, and it's possible you're not even making love, guess what will happen by next year? You can go into menopause. This is a fact. So for 2021, if you are gonna ovulate every month, you have lost 12 eggs. And any month you release your egg, you have only 24 hours chance to get that egg fertilized. So when I tell you to make love 48 hours, it's not because I want you guys to be, to forget every other thing you're doing and be making love. It's because I want you to increase your chance of becoming pregnant. And it begins to be difficult when you get to 35. So you're 38. Now the lady at 28. Let's look at the potentials of a lady at 28. So my sister, if you're 28 and you're looking for a baby, the question I will ask you is, have you been making love with your partner for the past 12 months? Have you? If you have not, you better take your pallet and go home. There are so many women that just go about wasting their time. They don't have infertility, but they are listening to the wrong doctrine. So my sister at 28, you're so blessed. You have 2 more years to get to 30. So you have 7 more years to do the right things. So take your pallet, go back home, meet with your partner, make love 48 hourly, and I will read your testimony in this group. You are a mother. 36, you have 1 more year. You've added 1 year above advancing maternal age. 41, you have exceeded 40. So at 41, it's more difficult for you to become pregnant at 41 compared to 28. 42, the same thing. So the closer you are in your age to 40, the more difficult it becomes. You can even tell yourself the truth. You can even notice some changes in your body. If you are truthful, of which one of the characteristics you need to be a mother is truthfulness and honesty. If you are truthful to yourself, my sister, at 42, it's no longer what you used to feel that you feel. Your vagina is no longer as wet as it used to be. The frequency of period might have reduced. You might have noticed some reduction. You might have noticed some differences in your body. You cannot be young forever. So at 42, deal with your reality. Stop deceptive things. Unfortunately, religion brought us the light, but some people are using religion to still be in the dark. A good Christian will go to church and ask God for wisdom. When you pray to God, when you go to your church tomorrow, ask God to send you to a group like this, so that if you are in your 40s, you will know the right things to do. So if all the women that submitted their ages are looking for babies, what you will do at 42 is not what you will do at 28. If you are 42 and you have primary infertility or secondary infertility, you should be in the front seat. By now, we would have known what the problem is. By now, you have made love for the weekend. If you made love today, you're waiting tomorrow to rest. Then Monday, you continue. There is no excuse. There is no back way to becoming pregnant. It's either you make love or you don't make love. And it's either you're a mother or you're not a mother. And it's either you're pregnant or you're not pregnant. Pregnancy is not maybe. Pregnancy is not assumption. You are pregnant, you're pregnant. It will show, it will show. It's not going to hide. Pregnancy is like fire. There will definitely be smoke. So it's either you're pregnant or you're not pregnant. And if you fail to be pregnant this month, you continue trying until you become. We cannot afford to be in the water of Sghs and you're complaining you have soap in your eyes. It doesn't make sense. You cannot be following me since 2015 and you don't have at least 1 baby. Something is wrong, my sister. It is not possible. You're not doing something right. You can be a mother naturally. You can be a mother through IUI. You can be a mother through IVF. You can go and adopt. You can go for surrogacy. You can go for donor egg. You can go for donor sperm. It doesn't matter. They just go and do what you need to do because your breast is for your baby. Your partner going to your breast is secondary. Your partner is the custodian of your breast. The original owner of your breast is your baby. The fibroid you have developing in your womb is a stranger. The original occupant of your womb is your babies. Do you understand that? Sometimes you need to deal with the truth. You cannot be showing up, oh, SGHS, I love Dr. Chudi, but you're not doing the right thing. Something is wrong. Go back home. Have a family meeting. Share this video with your partner. Ask yourself genuine questions. Review your journey. Review your journey. This is August. Today is the 14th. We have 17 more days to go. Then we begin to enter the Ember month. My sister, what is your scorecard? When you begin to see other women going for baby shower, what have they done that you haven't done? Are you telling yourself the truth, or are you just crying? Some of you are sleeping in different rooms. Some of you are not dealing with your reality. Some of you are eating the whole food in the community. Some of you are overweight. Some of you have obesity. And these are the things you can work on. Some men are not able to become fathers because right about now they are watching soccer, they are drinking beer, they are eating nkwobi, they are not exercising. How can somebody that can't see his penis, how can somebody that cannot survive up to 1 minute make love to you? It's not possible. So you have to change your ways if you want to become. You cannot get something if you don't give. So I'm challenging you today to come down from your high places and begin to do the right things. I'm daring you. The beautiful thing about defeating infertility at age 35 and above, I mean, capture this for me. The beautiful thing, you see God is just, and I don't have the words to qualify God. If you notice, I profess God in everything I do. Now, God made it in such a way that in as much as you will have difficulty to become pregnant when you reach 35, when you eventually become pregnant, God will put Jara for you. So a woman at 45 who is ready to go for IVF can suddenly have 3 babies, can suddenly have 2 babies, can even have 4 babies, compared to a woman in 25. So you have a better chance of becoming pregnant with multiple pregnancy in your advancing maternal age. So if you dare to take your bold step, all the number of years you've spent can be cancelled. So you could have spent 20 years crying, and suddenly you have 4 babies, 2 babies, 3 babies. This is what God can do. I'm not your regular pastor, but I'm showing you the way. Why don't you follow the right way? Some of you are in social media, you are deceived. You are distracted. You spend your time going to places that will not help you. You spend your time going to follow them. And before you blink, it's another year past. What will be your scorecard in 2021? What will be your scorecard for being a member of this group? We are not many. We are just about 21,000 people. But we are people that wake up every day, and regardless of what happens, we keep saying, God, I thank you for giving me another chance, for giving me life today, for giving me my boys, for giving me my girls. If you haven't named your family, my sister, something is wrong with you. So I'm challenging you today. Until you're tired, sick and tired of infertility, the infertility's aim will keep succeeding. You need to be sick and tired of infertility so you can look infertility eyeball to eyeball. And so you cannot stop me, but you have to mend your ways. And nobody, my sister, believe me, nobody can come and make love to your partner. Nobody except you. Nobody can come and stop and make you to eat vegetables and your fruits. Nobody can come and drink your water for you. No. Nobody can come and see a fertility specialist by you. Nobody can make the decision of subscribing. Nobody can make the decision of attending our events. Our events are structured to help you. There are so many women that have ovulatory problems, but they are rather spending the money on things that don't matter. So many of you subscribe to Big Brother. How can Big Brother help you to become pregnant? So many of you just recently bought cars, built houses, went for Sghs. How can they help you start your family? Invest in things that will help you to start your family. I'm challenging you today. And if you're a man, if you're the cause of not starting your family, do you know what you're doing? You are gonna be the person that will stop your family lineage from proceeding. Refuse. This is not how your fathers gave birth to you. Go above and beyond to start your family. Be wise. Don't be silly. Don't be stupid. There are so many companies you're keeping that are deceiving you. Some of you have men that have completed their families. They are the people that are discouraging you. Oh, don't mind Dr. Chudi, don't mind IVF, it's this, it's that. Meanwhile, they have their boys, they have their girls, and you're hanging out with them. Some of the people you're hanging out in the club, you're drinking with, you're smoking with, they have completed their family. You're not in the same category. You are not. Crying is not going to give you a baby. No. Complaining is not going to do you a baby. The time you use in crying, you can use it to make love. The people you're complaining to are using you as newsmakers. The pastor you're complaining to is trying to use you to preach so they can get money. Some of them, if you go to them, they ask you to bring big money to pray for you. It doesn't make sense. My sister, you're a mother. My brother, you're a father. Don't allow anybody deceive you. Don't allow anybody sold you dummies and lies. But you need to do your own part. I'm doing my own part. I've completed my family and I'm blessed and nothing can stop that. You can be the same. Whatever you guys are going through, I've been there. I feel your troubles. I feel your heartache. I feel your tears. But you need to refuse. You need to save your tears for your babies that will come because they're going to come. God doesn't make mistakes. So let's get this right for once. So when you go back today, share this with your partner. Have a meaningful conversation. Have a family meeting. Review your journey. If your partner is the cause of your not being able to start your family, walk away. Walk away. Walking away is an option. You cannot be in a situation where they will mess you up for 30 years and you become barren and you don't have a baby and they go and marry again. It will kill you. You deserve to be happy. The relationship between a mother and a child, no dictionary can qualify that. The relationship between my wife and our 2 kids, there is no dictionary to qualify that. Even when the kids deserve to be corrected, even when the kids know fully well that they've done something wrong, who do they run to? Their mother. There is something indescribable about the feeling of having your own baby. I want you to feel this joy. My sister, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. But you must change your culture. You must change your attitude to become. There is nothing wrong with you. Stop sitting on the fence. Stop coming to my inbox and complaining. Stop tiptoeing. You are becoming comfortable in your infertility. Break away from your comfort zone. Go and struggle for your own. Go and get your family started. Even if it means selling everything you have, but you have your family, you are the richest. Nobody can take your kids away from you. Invest in your family. Reorganize your priorities. Do the right things. Tomorrow might be late. Today, it's the best time to take your actions today. If I'm not telling you the truth, I'll be deceiving you. But you know I love you. You know I want you to be a mother. You know I want you to be a father. Do you know why? This is my own mission in life. I believe that God placed it in my heart to tell you this news. So many people might not have told you this, but I'm interested in seeing you be a mother. And I especially studied to be a maternal and child health specialist. Do you understand that? I went to a special program to be a maternal and child. So anywhere you call women, you will see me there. Anywhere you call babies, you will see me there. This is what makes me happy. But you cannot be a member of my group and you miss this point. So if you're hearing my voice today, change your ways, change your approach, change your perception, change your attitude, and watch and see what God will do for you. Let me tell you, so long as you have this, nothing under this sun can stop you from becoming a mother. Nothing, absolutely nothing. God bless you. This is my message. This is my confession, and I stand by it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. If you haven't practiced PPP today, if today is your break time, then don't worry. Make sure you eat your fruits and vegetables. Then by tomorrow, keep on firing. Okay? Until you become, it's not over. God bless you and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye for now.